Hi guys, welcome to my channel and to my 2019 makeup collection. Alrighty, today's collection is base makeup. This is primer, foundation, concealer and corrector, powder, and setting sprays. So here we go. I have two categories. I'll be telling you the categories within the larger categories because it's important for you to know in reference to my know by year, like how I split things up in terms of being able to repurchase something. Starting with hydrating primers, I have the full-size Becca First Light Priming Filter. I have a little tiny bit left of the Becca Backlight Priming Filter. This is the deluxe size. I have the Maybelline Master Prime in the Smooth and Hydrate formula. I have the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Coconut Water Priming Stick. And I have the Dr. Brandt Pores No More Luminizer Primer, full size. And the last one is the Aborian CC Cream High Definition Radiance Face Cream right here, a little sample guy. Going into makeup extending primers, as in primers that I wear to make my makeup last all day. First I have the Smashbox Photo Finish Pore Minimizing Primer, little sample size. Another sample primer is my Too Faced Primed and Peachy Cooling Matte Skin Perfecting Primer. Again, a little sample size. Then I have a mini of the Milk Makeup Blur Stick and a deluxe size of the Becca Ever Matte Poreless Priming Perfector. And my last one is the NYX Shine Killer. I have 8 hydrating primers and 4 makeup extending primers for a total of 10. If you see me looking down, I have my spreadsheet up for me just to make sure I don't miss anything in my collection. Alright, let's go ahead and jump into foundation. I have a light to medium category, I have a medium to full coverage category, as well as a BB cream category and a mixer. For light to medium, I currently have the NYX BB cream in the shade Natural. And then in the medium to full coverage category, I have the Physicians Formula, the Healthy Foundation in the shade LN4. As well as the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Stick in the shade Banana. It says contour stick. It is in fact a stick, but it said foundation in the paperwork when I got this from Sephora Play, so I have it in my foundation inventory. And then I do have the IT Your Skin But Better CC Cream in the shade Light, as well as the number 7 Stay Perfect foundation in the shade Warm Beige. This is my summer foundation. And I have the NYX Total Control drops in the shade Alabaster to lighten and or thin out any foundation that I might need to do so. So altogether, I have 6 foundations, and I think that's pretty good actually. Next is concealer, and I do have 3 categories. I have brightening concealer, spot concealing concealer, otherwise known as a concealer that's closer to my skin tone, as well as a corrector of some type. So I have one corrector. It is the Pixie by Petra Correction Concentrate in the shade Brightening Peach. Looks like this. In my spot concealing category, I have 2. I have Stila Aqua Glow Serum Concealer in the shade Medium, definitely even a summer shade for me. And then I have the NYX HD Studio Photogenic concealer, definitely my holy grail for the drugstore, in the shade CW4. And then for brightening concealers, I have quite a few. I do have the Sharp Tape or Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light Neutral, and I am panning that one. And then I have the Becca Ultimate Coverage Longwear Concealer in the shade Latte. I got that with my points from BoxyCharm. And then I have the NYX HD Studio Photogenic Concealer again in the shade CW3. This is definitely more of a peachy shade, and it is a brightening shade, and I like to use that under my eyes. And then we have the Stila Aqua Glow Serum Concealer again in the shade Light Medium. So overall, I have 7 concealers. I'd like to get this down to 3. 1 brightening, 1 spot concealer, and 1 corrector. I think that would be sufficient. We'll see what happens at the end of the year. In the category of powder, I have 3 different types. I have pressed, loose, and finishing. Finishing powder is different because it's something that you put over the top of your color cosmetics once you've applied everything. So it gets its own category. So for pressed powder, I finished my number 7 Perfect Light Pressed Powder. So the only pressed powder I have left is this one from NYX. It's their HD finishing powder in the shade Translucent. I definitely like to finish that up and get a different pressed powder, not my fave. And then for loose powders, I have 4. I have this little sample of the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Micro Finishing Loose Powder. Got that from my girl Angela, and I'm panning it. And then one I've had for quite a while is this one from Stellar. I think it's the Cosmic something powder. I'll put it on the screen for you. I can never remember. And this is in the shade Glow 2. Then I have a mini size of the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder. Definitely a fave. And then I have the Pretty Vulgar, the Powder Room Translucent Setting Powder in the shade 147 Matte About It. I got this in my Boxy Luxe. And then for finishing powder in singles, I have 3. I have other powders in palettes, but you will see those in my multi-purpose palette portion, which will be in tomorrow's video with the colored face products. So I have 2 mini Hourglass ambient lighting powders. This is the one in dim light that I am panning. And then this is the one that I use under my eyes, and it is in the shade Diffused Light, and it's just a very creamy vanilla shade. And then I have the full size of the dim light ambient lighting powder. So I have 4 loose powders, 1 pressed powder, and 3 finishing powders. And I have 4 other powders in palettes, and that brings the total of powders to 13, which is definitely high. I'd love to see myself get down to 1 pressed powder, 1 loose powder, and 1 finishing powder by the end of the year or something like that. All right, last category for this video is setting spray. The first one I have is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water, but I have it in the Cover FX bottle. I love the mister on this, so pretty much whatever setting spray I'm working on, I put into this bottle, but that's what's in there. And then I have this one from Pacifica. This is the Pineapple Flower Oil-Free Matte Mist. It smells like butter bronzer, just saying. Coffee break. Okay. Just a little coughing fit, so if I look tearful, that's why. And I have 3 setting sprays left. I have the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. I got this for the purpose of extending my makeup, whereas normally I just use a mist to set down the powders on my face in general. And then in its a category of its own, I have the tiniest little bit of Fix Plus in this one, and then I have a backup. I've had these since spring of 2018 when they had the Ulta sale where they were half off, and I specifically use this for foiling eyeshadow. So within my no buy year, this is in a category all its own. That's my setting sprays. I have 5, and that is it for video number 1 of base products. I hope you enjoyed this little peek into my collection, and I hope all of your makeup days are absolutely beautiful makeup days, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Mwah.